down to fundamentals with Luminosity, I think if you ask them, they would say the same thing. Because in those after-plan positions in some of those rounds, I think they were unexcusable. Like, if you add up those rounds, they still might only have a total of 5, but that is like a much better F than what we're looking at here.
Because, of course, 13-2, if Na'Vi now just comes out and gets the pistol, you're done.
You're done.
Well, assuming they get all, like, pistol in the next 2.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's going to change your buying patterns, right? Like, you could say going up against a great half on any map is a disadvantage, even though you get to play your favorite side second. But ultimately, it's going to change the way that you buy. If you're down 13-2, you lose a round, you're going to force buy when maybe if you were starting on that half the first time around, you wouldn't have, and it might have been a better decision. But coming back from a deficit like 14-2 or 15-2 is too much for some teams, and Na'Vi are definitely going to look to put on that pressure here on this pistol.
Looks like they're going quick as well. One out towards Fountain, the other 4 through the playground, but also long aggression. They are fighting here. Both of them actually push forward towards that rock. Anger's able to get one. Can he find another Flamey posted up? And it's actually Guardian, though, that finds the kill. So only Edward to go down, and now 3 people with Kevlar on the side of Na'Vi, and it's 4 versus 3 in favor of those terrorists. But there is a player on the back line here. Ooh, and there it is. It's Pitt. Takes off the head of C's, but quickly, Flamey getting the revenge.
Oh, if Pith was able to stay alive in that position, that would have been a huge play from him. His presence would have made it hard to rotate, but here we have Na'Vi taking advantage of the fact that they killed the rotator and taking the B side almost instantaneously. They've got one player at upper looking to take a fight, and he actually is about to go down. Devil Walk here with 45 HP is going to be jumping out into the pit and goes down. That's a round for Na'Vi, a pistol to bring him to 14-2.
Very heroic-looking effort by Devil Walk, jumping off the balcony while firing, straight out of an action movie.
Maybe he forgot his cape.
Yeah, forgot the cape. About a 1% chance to win that 1v3. Yep. So there it is, 14, and you already touched on the buying habits that are going to be affected now. You're already forcing. Most CTs would force anyways in this case.
Yeah, sure.
But we will see the scout, and it's actually in the hands of Pitt, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if they're able to steal back the momentum here, it obviously would be huge, but all
All right, folks, welcome back. Here we are at the MLG Arena CEVO Season 7 LAN Finals. I'm Sir Scoots. I got Hiko and I got Thorin. Let's talk about it. Dust 2. Navi's up one map. They thrashed them 16-3, as you predicted. Dust 2, again, as you said during the pregame, much better chance for Luminosity. You know, definitely a more standard map for all of us, and certainly North America.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, go.
I agree. Like, Dust 2 has definitely been, I think I coined the term the American maps. American maps, Dust 2, Inferno Cache. The maps that almost every American team wants to play, every American team is definitely prepared on. The problem is, a map like Dust 2, as we talked about earlier, Navi is just on another level. I think in terms of Navi compared to Overpass, or sorry, Dust 2 compared to Overpass, Overpass would definitely been the slaughter map. But Dust 2 should be closer. I don't expect them to be another 16-3. I'm looking for something like 16-8 or 16-9.
All right. We already know it's a thrashing, so I'm not going to get your... They're starting the pistol. We're going to go right to the casters. Launders, Helium, take it away.
Thank you, guys. And here we are, Dust 2 on the pistol. I mean, this is Luminosity's chance to try to take this out to the 3 maps. It's still going to be very difficult. But as Hiko said, kind of more of the NA map. See Flamey, the holding on CT. Everyone just rushing up that catwalk on the side of LG. Can Flamey take off any heads? It's actually Edward who will do it. He'll bring down Pit. Reinforcements coming in the form of, I think that's Peter coming up last, but still it's just a massive spray down here with pistol bullet. Seems like a lot of shots going wide. And while the grenade won't do it, it's actually Zeus's headshot onto Devil Walk 4 to survive, and the fast cap play from Luminosity is shut down.
Oh my goodness, that was quite a pistol round from Navi. Luminosity decided to group up, wait for that, I think, Xbox smoke, and then charge their way up Cat and look to take fights and see if they could win them. What ended up happening was 4 of Navi's players congregating around the A site, around the slope, taking fights, living long enough to make it so that the USPs came out on top and just decimated Luminosity. They got no traction on that round. Didn't get close to getting the bomb down. Nope. They got up Cat because it wasn't contested, but no site control whatsoever. And it was pretty much an abysmal attempt at an A take there. So that was not great. Now, I think Hiko and Thorin agreed maybe a few more rounds on this map. In my humble opinion, I'm not even sure if this map will be any easier than Overpass. I don't know if that means that Luminosity are going to have a harder time getting rounds because they, I feel like, will also be better on it, but Navi just extremely strong on Dust 2. And, oh, spotted the head of Lex there,
That's
takes
the
it
bomb
off,
too.
Spots the bomb as well.
And it flew up the catwalk. They were able to retrieve it, but now a man down as, of course, Luminosity forcing up here. Which I guess it did get them around in the second half of Overpass. That's how they got one of them, forcing up after a loss. And maybe it will work again. Anger's brought it back to a 4-on-4 now. Low players on both sides, still on Cat with only 30 seconds to go. It looks like they will be dropping off, heading over to the B site, but still Seized and Edward holding fast here. And Seized in a spot that, with the time going low like this, might not be checked, and exactly what happens. Not checked, and it's over.
Oh. Yeah, they tried to make a quick decision there. Rotate back to B. They ran through lower tunnels. That made a lot of noise, alerted Edward into rotating into the site. Seized was already at fence, and that was the round right there. If Luminosity knew they were running into 2 players at B, they would have changed their strategy up, and they got read like a book. So the issue there for them was they did get an opening kill. They traded 1 for 1, but ultimately didn't turn it into anything really, I don't know, really productive, I guess you could say, because going into B was a blender.
And so was that grenade that they just ran into. Zeus trying to bring in the big bucks, only does find 2 with the MP9. So a ton of money coming into that CT side just off of those frags. And there it is, Guardian with the help of some grenades as well.
You know, you lose control on rounds that are even eco rounds. Like, you aren't even, like, you have a strategy out the gate, and you're like, all right, let's go up Cat. You don't even get to Cat. That hurts your confidence, right? You don't even do that. We basically had Navi just gladiator up mid and have their way with Luminosity, so that's not going to be good for them. But going into this, they've got another set. They've got a set of AKs. Do you think this is going to be a closer map than Overpass?
So the community gets to say which team do they want to win. Can I make my prediction based off of what I want to happen?
Okay.
I want to see 3 maps.
Fair enough.
I want Luminosity to win this.
That is.
But Actually, I really don't think they will. Maybe more rounds, we'll see. I think it's a good map for Luminosity to try to work their defaults, right? Dust 2 is the map where literally every team just does the same default mid control more often than not, sometimes long control. And we'll see, like Devilwalk said in an interview with you, if he can turn those set strats into executions or even fakes to somewhere else. So let's see. Guardian doing what all the pro players love, jump scouting here.
Yeah, it's a very powerful position. He's actually going to be moving back towards middle. It might get punished immediately for this. This is going to be a good opportunity to mid to B.
Edward.
Lex hitting those entries actually gets 2 frags. Sees has a nade out and will get punished for it. Trades with that grenade from the grave, but that's the B site taken. Lower B has been taken control of, and that leaves 2 players from Na'Vi left to their own devices in really awkward spots. No chance for a retake here, I feel like.
Edward, just a slight mistake. He's got the playing off sound. He's like, oh, they're coming out middle. He was ready for that pop flash, but they were just a little too late. It was caught in the back. So there was that kill, and of course, even with the nade out, was still able to find one up on that scaffolding. But here's Flamey rotating over, making them pay for this. No kits, actually, for the CTs. And I would expect them to back off.
Yeah.
And exactly, they will.
Yeah, definitely just going to fall off here, and that's thanks to Luminosity, like seeing an opportunity and grabbing it immediately. Now, we've seen them try to do that on that eco round going into B, but oh, whoa, later. Yeah, that's Zeus not able to save a rifle, and a round on the board for Luminosity. That's one for the home team, I suppose. So that is a really good start. Now they lost the pistol. They were down 3-0 last map. They didn't win a pistol, and those can really take a toll on you. So if they can turn this into 2 rounds in a row, that'll be something they haven't done since they played.
Yeah, exactly. All those rounds coming in very different portions of overpass. Triple up setup for Na'Vi. The greed. And coming after a loss too, so this is straining on the economy. This is really big for Luminosity. They can grab this round, take some momentum with it, and they're the home team, but think of this crowd going, and they can play off of that. Who knows? Still though, starting off slow, already 30 seconds off the clock.
Now we do have Flamey anchoring long, Guardian playing that Markle opposition, and Zeus also has an op here, and will most likely take the first fight. Going A in this situation is obviously a bad move, but if they decide to do it, trading with this op, not letting him get a frag, could mean a world of difference. It's going to be tough. Guardian actually pushing over towards mid, so this might be a hot opportunity to try to make their way up cat, and the smokes are going to come out. The execute might happen here, and we have 1 player at long. That's Devilwalk. He's going to look to exit late, and now he's going to take a fight.
I would expect someone trying to jump into, onto that CT ramp. Very well played, especially going to work out against the ops, getting in close. That other approach is paid, but Guardian somehow just through the corner of that smoke, getting through and getting the frag. Man advantage to Na'Vi 4v3. Bomb has been planted, so Na'Vi in that retake situation. Season Flamey with those kits. Peter backing off and crouching out, wanting to get caught off guard. Flamey nearly taking his head off, and Guardian, how does he hit these shots?
Yeah, I don't know that, but that was just really, it looked really bad. Like once again, the bomb goes down. They trade the op 1 for 1. They have a great opportunity where Guardian's rotating to mid. They get all the way up cat. They plant the bomb. They have 2 players on cat. Devilwalk jumps off into mid late and then gets killed. And then we have Peter, who dies in a very legitimate sense, I think, for Peter, because he jumped in early and just got killed by the nicest flick ever. But overall, like, there was like 2 or 3 people who you can't justify how the way that they died.
I don't understand how Pit went down to Guardian. I mean, obviously the shot came instantly, but I don't even know how Guardian knew to look through that part of the smoke. Peter, though, finding one, and it's Guardian down. So Peter getting the off battle off the start, and the early man advantage for his team. Although his team is still using a Deagle and a Tech 9 here in round 6.
Yeah, won't be able to find that op either. So now we have an aggressive push into upper tunnels. We have a Pith waiting for it. He's going to look to find the headshot and takes one off of Seized, but there's going to be a man to follow up. Edward, he's going to hold the op here now. He's going to take a shot and fall off. Doesn't actually find the kill. So this is great news for Luminosity, who are out mid, but will have to go up against Zeus, who finds an opening pick, and Edward finds one for himself too.
Maybe the nade tagging even helping out there as it went through the smoke, makes Edward's shot a bit easier to hit. Pit, though, has crossed. It's a beautiful shot onto Edward. He's having a great round for himself. Finds 2 kills. Peter as well, who started us off, and now it's Zeus in a 1v2. Can't go through the window yet. Fire has now cleared up. He'll go through quick, and it's Anger to get it. Second round for Luminosity.
They do it, yeah, and that's not 2 rounds in a row, but it is 2 rounds close enough together that their economy didn't take a beating for it. So Now it's 4-2. This is a pretty good ratio for them to maintain if they do go into the late rounds of this half, but at the same time, we'll want to have a good showing just to show themselves that they can take rounds off of anybody, and this is going to be a tough matchup. Guardian is actually buying the off. Glass Cannon has no armor, and Flamey only has a 5-7, so a great opportunity to put Na'Vi on a save. Yeah,
this is the opportunity for Luminosity here on this round to, I mean, the 2-for-1. They should be able to tie it up if they take this one. That being said, Na'Vi, even as broke as they are, maybe would still force and be bad-mannered about it, but Peter once again taking down Guardian. And let's see, players on the catwalk. Na'Vi kind of going in for the retake, but a bit early. The bomb not quite even down. And look at these grenades coming up onto the catwalk. At least 3 or 4 coming in. Nades, flashes, and Zeus to find Pit. So evened right back up. But this time ticking in favor of the terrorists.
Yeah, their only issue right now is Devilwalk is out on the long plat. He only has 13 HP though, and the bomb is planted for him. So if Lex goes down on the site, oh, and he gets a 1D on a jumping player. Seas goes down. Lex gets a second 1D and gets traded out immediately. Now it's 2-on-2. Peter is going to be at long with Devilwalk. It's planted for Devilwalk, and I don't know if he's peaked yet, but this is going to be a big advantage for them. Zeus misses a shot, is going to fall off right now, and Edward goes down as well. So that's a round on the board for Luminosity.
There it is. So finally, getting 2 in a row. Very likely scenario that they find a third, but keep in mind that Zeus did save that op. So that could be dangerous. Will they force behind it? Yeah, that's what we got to see here.
That was really nice. Like, they actually found their way out long without taking any fights whatsoever. So once again, finding those holes in Navi's setups, in their CT setups, and this time exploiting it and playing that mid to late round all the way to the after plant and actually securing a round. Very legitimate.
So looks like Na'Vi is showing respect here. They don't try to force behind the one op that was saved. They will just go with the pistols. Let's see what Zeus can do. Still, money's going to be tight on the side of Luminosity. If you can get some kills, it would be great for the CT effort. Devilwalk looks like he wants to throw that long cross, trying to work his way up. Will spot Flamey jumping about. Tags him up a little bit, and there finally brings him down. A bit of a team flash, and then again, team flash. I wonder about that, and now here's Zeus. There's a gap in that smoke. Another one, though, to go down, and Lex actually takes him down through it. Op now with the hands of Seas, but he's Glass Cannon. Actually throws it to Guardian. Probably the smart play.
Yeah, no, we were talking intensely about this round because even though it is versus an eco and they'll most likely win it, they got the bomb down, they can't lose people. They've got an economy to fight for at this moment. There's a lot of rounds left in this half, and they could easily go broke at any moment. So any players they're able to save is huge, and any ones that Na'Vi are able to find is just as big. Now, Pith is going to be looking to neutralize this op because that's a huge investment. Guardian having this is a big deal. And if they buy next round, I mean, without him saving it, I don't know if they'd be able to afford it. It looks like Pith is actually in the B tunnels. Oh, but Guardian finds him instead.
What is this, the Spidey sense or something?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
They're remaking Spider-Man again, right? You think it's Guardian starring in that role?
I mean, I wish I could just like look at people and they die every time.
Maybe he made a step as he was kind of like jiggle peeking with the knife because he was expecting an opera in the back B plat.
Yeah.
And he hears that, then Guardian goes in for that peek again as he's running out. But there it is, it's tied up. And 3 rounds in a row here. Yeah, was that a jump shot? No, Guardian I think had landed on top of the box.
Yeah.
And was steady. And is that a tag? It was gotta be close there for Peter.
Yeah.
Nearly hits that shot.
We have basically what looks like a setup towards A. We have no one in the upper tunnels. We had Na'Vi push there once. Will they push again? If it goes into the late round, they don't see any presence over towards the tunnel, don't hear any noise, will they decide to push through? And it looks like there's actually going to be a flash out here. Are they going through the smoke? It looks like not quite yet, but this is pushing Na'Vi into a 3-1-1.
Well, Peter had the flash out, like, hey guys, get ready to go. I thought maybe they'd try to flash through it, but waiting for it to dissipate instead. There's the pop flash from Peter. Lex taking point as he goes out. Guardian, though, finding Devilwalk, who is trying to lurk long, trying to get in there, cause a disruption, but it would appear mid to B is the goal. Still, though, Luminosity could back out of this. I'm not sure how that would help too much, and no, they'll commit for it.
Wow, Lex so sick on those entries, and they're going to be pushing into the site that's seized at Big Box. They're going to be looking to take fights, finds 2. Great solo site hold so far. He's going to find another. No, Peter's going to take him down with a nice headshot. They're going to plant the bomb. It's going to be 2v3. He's going to be able to sit on the bomb and actually gets away from it. Now he can watch the window, and we have a player, Anger, who's going to be in the tunnel, who has to take care of both one of window and door and tunnel. This is going to be tough.
I mean, Peter with this op, he sees that barrel, he knows his player's coming in, but the shot's off the mark. He does hit the second one, much harder. Anger as well finds a kill, so 1v1, no bullets, though 4 misses the no-scope, and Guardian gets it. 3K on the round, and what a ridiculous 1v1 that was.
Oh my god, and that is huge though. That might come back to haunt them. That was a great attempt at a 2v3 in the afterplant situation. A couple of missed shots, a couple of nice shots, and it all after all is said and done, Na'Vi take the lead once again. That was Luminosity's first chance to take a lead versus Na'Vi in this series and couldn't do it. Peter says die. Yeah, you can't just wish it. You have to do it.
Exactly. Words to live by.
Quote.
Seas gets tagged, trying to go across B, as him and Edward almost always do, sort of that 2-1-2 setup. And I think we saw Luminosity probably knowing that, trying to take Cat early on in the pistol round, expecting it to be uncontrolled, but even then, the retake there on A is strong.
So we've got a combination of out mid to B or up Cat and split long. And in some of those situations, Luminosity are picking the right place. Like last round, we had 2 players at long from Luminosity, where you basically want to have a maximum of 1 there unless you think it's going to be an A split, and it ended up not paying off for them. Ultimately, Na'Vi ended up trading better, but it is really the thought that counts most of the time if you want to make the right play and secure more rounds, because now, again, it's the action right here.
Zeus is actually on cap this time too. What a flash from a teammate. Zeus peeks in, gets the info. A little bit of damage just to remind him what they might be walking into. And still not committing. Now 40 seconds on the clock here. Terrorists still seem geared towards Cat. However, controlling middle allows a fast rotate to either A or B.
Now, I wonder what they're thinking here. They could go up Cat once again. It looks like the full execute is going to come out. We've got a couple players low, but it's versus 3 players at the A site. They haven't caused any rotations and will need to win more fights. Flamey doesn't look like he's trying to make that happen, though, as Guardian is also finding picks for himself, but they're trading 2 for 2. It's 3v3 right now. Guardian on the A ramp is going to go down, and now it's Pith all alone with a Deagle and an AWP, actually. Doesn't have the bomb, though. Is not going to be able to plant, and he misses the shot. Ed takes him down. Yeah, I call him Ed.
Yeah, you guys are good buds. My boy Ed.
Me and Ed.
What's up, Ed?
We go way back.
All right, well, Guardian actually, I mean, hits his first shot, missed a couple other ones. Not that they were very easy, but again, it's Guardian. You just expect everything to land. He was very aware of what was happening. You see the smokes, it telegraphs. Obviously, they've thrown that CT smoke from back in the stairwell. Someone's going to drop off and try to push him, and he nearly even found that kill as he pulls out the P2K.
Yeah.
So good game sense and hold for Na'Vi, surviving, what was it, 2 people staying alive at the end of that round there?
Yeah, I feel like Na'Vi didn't even have to telegraph that round. Like, we saw Luminosity